Hi everyone and welcome to this video. I'm sure that all of you are waiting for this update and CET Cell has finally announced the registration process for the CAP round. So in this video, I'm going to take you through all the steps that you need to complete so that you can submit the form. Now, the first thing that you will have to do is go to the CET Cell website. On the left-hand side, you will see an option which says MBA/MMS. Click on it and you'll be directed to this particular page. On the left hand side, you will see new candidate registration. So if you're creating your account for the first time, you'll have to click on that. And all your subsequent logins are going to be through the registered candidate login. So let me click on new candidate registration and show you how the screen looks. Also make a note of the important dates. So the registration process has already started. It started on 28th June and it will continue till 7 July up to 5 p.m. In terms of the e-scrutiny or the physical scrutiny of the documents that you upload, you will have to complete it before 8th July 5 p.m. So these two dates, which is 7 July and 8 July, are very, very important for you. But please don't wait for those dates, right? You have to start and complete the process as early as possible. Start filling the application form because the scrutiny takes a little bit of a time. So you don't want to wait till the very end. So before you start filling the form, go through the instructions that are given on the screen. So there are some things mentioned about the password that you are supposed to enter. The email ID and mobile number that you're going to use should be the one that you're going to retain for the entire admission process. So make sure that you don't make any mistakes while filling it. In addition to this, there is an information brochure that is given to you. You can spend some time on it, go through it, and all the supporting documents that are required, whether it is in terms of establishing your candidature as a state candidate or say category certificates, EWS, TFWS validity, any document, whatever you're going to submit, make sure that you keep it handy. So before you start filling the form, collect all the documents at one place. You will have to scan those documents and keep the e-copy of it, something that will be used to upload in this particular dashboard that you're going to have. So that is why keep all the documents ready and then only start filling the form. So let me complete the registration, the first step of it, which is new candidate registration. So here you will see the first question is, are you applying as a foreign national candidate? You can say yes or no. Then you're supposed to enter your full name. Now, it's better that you enter your name as the name that you have given in the CET documents as well. So when you fill the CET form, the name that you have mentioned, that name will also appear on your scorecard if you have taken the CET. So you're supposed to use the same name. If you are somebody who has not taken the CET, let's say you are applying through some other exam score, in which case you have not appeared for CET, then what you can do is you can enter the name as per the HSC certificate. So that is mentioned, you can do that step right now. Then you have to select the country, you have to select the state, district, mobile number, and email ID. And then you have to enter the password as per the specification that is given to you. Once you're done with this, you can click on register and then you will get an OTP on your mobile number. You enter that OTP and then you're going to get the registration ID. So once you're done with this, you've completed step one. Let me complete it and show you the next thing. So once you're done with this step, you're going to get a success message. It will contain your application ID/username, and that is something that you will have to use to log in again. So it will say, click here to log in and fill your application form. So you'll have to enter that login ID and then the password that you had set, and then it will show you this screen. So it will say application form status, and there are a lot of steps that are given. So step one is filling the registration details. Step two is filling CET details and so on. I'll walk you through all the steps that are there. There are a total of 10 steps. And the last step is application form confirmation status at the scrutiny center. So the step one will be automatically complete by default because you have filled the registration details. Step two is going to be filling the CET details. So let me click on it and show you how it looks. The first question that it will ask you is whether you have appeared for the Maharashtra CET or not. Now, let's say if you have not appeared, you can select no, in which case you'll have to submit some other exam score, which is the second question that you will see. But let's say you have appeared for CET, you will click on yes. And what you need to submit is submit your roll number and registration number. Both of these things are mentioned on the scorecard that you have downloaded. If you haven't downloaded the scorecard, go to the CET Cell website and you can download the scorecard from there. So your scorecard contains your roll number and registration number. Make sure that you don't make any mistake while entering this. So take it very, very seriously and enter the right information. And then there is a question which says, have you appeared for the other exams? So let's say you're somebody who has taken only CET, you can click on no. But if you have taken other exams and you have scored a higher percentile there and you want to use it for the purpose of admission, you can enter that. So what you can do is you can click on yes here, and it says select exam name of the best percentile score, right? So what I'll do is let me click on this drop down and take you through the options that are there. It says CMAT conducted by AICT in 23, CAT conducted by IMS, GMAT, MAT conducted by AIM in 23. So with respect to MAT, they have specifically mentioned conducted in 23. So if you have appeared for the one which was conducted in 22, that score will mostly not be used. Now, why do I make that statement? Is because they have not given this for ATMA, which is also conducted in similar manner across different months that are there. So what you can do is at this point of time, if you have taken it in the year 22, right, you might want to just write to CET cell and check once if they will accept that score. But mostly the way it appears right now, while I'm making this particular video, it says MAT conducted by AIM in 23. So if you have taken it in 23, you have that result, you can enter it. For ATMA, nothing is mentioned. So you might be able to use your 22 score or your 23 score, right? So you can select that particular thing. And let's say you've taken the CMAT. You are supposed to now enter your roll number, percentile, total score, and all India rank. So some additional information is given. For example, if you are applying on the basis of CMAT or ATMA, you need to enter roll number as per the scorecard, and the system will fetch the details from the backend. So the percentile appear in CMAT is calculated by state CET cell on the basis of total score of CMAT ATMA by using percentile calculation formula. So what they are going to do is they are going to do some sort of a calculation basis that they are going to calculate the percentile. Candidates applying on the basis of CAT, ZAT, MAT, GMAT needs to enter their CAT, ZAT, MAT, GMAT details exactly as per the scorecard without doing any rounding up of the decimal points. And if you have taken multiple exams, right, you have to select any one of them on the basis of the percentile score. So the best percentile that you have, you're supposed to enter that particular score here. So enter the roll number, enter the percentile, the total score, the all India rank. Do all of this, especially if you have taken the other exams that are there and you want to use it for the purpose of admission. If let's say you've taken some other exam, but you have scored very low on it, you need not even enter it, right? Because it's not going to help you in any way. So whatever you want to enter, you can enter it, save, and move to the next step. So let me complete this part and show you the next step. The next step is type of candidate. And this is very, very important step. Make sure that you enter the correct information here. So the first thing is you have to indicate the type of candidature. Now, what do you mean by that? So there is definition which is given for each and every candidate type that is there. So who is Maharashtra State candidate type A? Somebody who has passed HSC or passing diploma in engineering technology and also qualifying examination from a recognized institution in Maharashtra State. And two, candidate who is either domicile of Maharashtra and or is born in Maharashtra. So pay attention to the and or the or that is mentioned and so on, right? So here it says candidate who is either domicile of Maharashtra and or is born in Maharashtra. So if let's say you're somebody who is born in Maharashtra, right, you have met this second point under the definition of the Maharashtra State candidate. If you meet one also, then you become Maharashtra State candidate type A, right? Let's say you do not have domicile certificate. That's okay. But then you should be born in Maharashtra to satisfy that second condition. If you are not born in Maharashtra, but you're eligible for a domicile, right, then you can still select Maharashtra State candidate type A. But by the time you go for your admission, you will have to submit your domicile certificate. So if you already have it, great, you can use it. If you don't have it, you will have to apply for it right away so that you have that application number and so on. I know it's going to take some time, but at least you can go for your admission and show that I have applied for a domicile certificate. So you will have to check if you're eligible, then only you can apply for domicile. But otherwise, now let's move to the next definitions. So you have Maharashtra State candidate type B. Let's say you do not fall in type, but then your father or mother or you is domiciled in the state of Maharashtra and possesses domicile certificate. Then you become Maharashtra State candidate also. Maharashtra State candidate type C. If you're not in A, not in B, but your father, mother is an employee of the government or Government of India undertaking, posted and reported to duty in Maharashtra state before last date for submitting application form. So there are a lot of these details for these definitions. I'll suggest that you go through all of them and then understand what is your candidate type. If you have any questions, once we release this video, you can put it in the comment section and we'll try to help you out if you are unable to figure out what is your candidate type. Okay. But go through all of it and then make the right selection. So there are a lot of categories given. So Maharashtra state candidate type D, type E. There's outside Maharashtra state, right? Let's say you are somebody who has been your entire education, your birth has happened in a state which is outside Maharashtra, right? Then you become outside Maharashtra state candidate. Then there are different types such as J&K Prime Minister Special Scholarship Scheme candidates, foreign nationals, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, foreign nationals, NRI candidature, persons of Indian origin, children of Indian workers in Gulf countries. So whatever is applicable to you, select that and click on save and proceed. So let me complete this step and show you the next thing. So in the next step, depending on what candidature type you have given. So for example, right now I've selected Maharashtra state candidate type A. It will ask me what are the documents that I want to submit, right? So here the first question is select the district from which candidates passing HSC or passing diploma. And here I can see a lot of options, right? I can select the one that is applicable. Then select district from which candidate has passed or appearing for graduation. Again, I have all the districts. I can select the one applicable. And then it will automatically say what your home universities. For example, let me say Ahmednagar for both of them, and it will automatically pick that your home university is Savitribai Phule Pune University, right? So that choice of home university is done by the system. You don't have to do it. It will pick it up on the basis of the two things that you select here. And once you're done, it will ask you to submit documents. So here, because I'm Maharashtra state candidate type A, it has asked me domicile certificate, birth certificate, and living certificate, right? Now, out of this, I can select which one I want to upload. For example, I can click on domicile certificate. Finally, at the end, I'll have to upload it. But right now, I just have to indicate which document I'm going to submit to establish my candidature. So you can complete this step. Let me also show you how it will look if you have selected some other candidate type. So for example, now I have chosen Maharashtra state candidate type C, right? So here it is asking me a different set of questions. It is saying who is the employee of Government of India, father or mother? And once I make that selection, it will ask me select the district where they are posted. Again, let me select a particular thing. Let me choose Aurangabad. And then automatically it will pick what your home university is going to be, right? So once you decide your candidate type and select that, in the next step, answer the questions that they have asked you. Automatically, it will show you your home university and you have to submit pro forma A. So whatever is applicable, it will ask you to submit those documents. That's it. You can complete this step and let me show you the next one. So once you're done with type details, the next is category details. Again, a very, very important step. So here the first question is whether you belong to general or reserved category. If you have selected general, the follow-up question is whether you belong to EWS or not. Now, if you have selected reserved, then select the category to which you belong. There are multiple options that are given, and then the subcategory to which you belong. Right? So for now, I'm just going to make a selection to show you how it will appear. Then it says select status of caste tribe validity certificate, available, applied but not received, not available. So whatever is applicable to you, and there is some additional information given. I hope all of you will go through this while you're filling the form. Now, once you're done with this, you will have to submit those documents. Okay. There is a question after this which says person with disability, yes or no. If you select yes, you'll have to indicate the type of disability. And after this, you will see the set of documents that you need to upload to show that you are an Indian national. It could be a certificate of the nationality or the school living certificate or the birth certificate. Now, if you've selected general, right? If you've selected general as a category, then let me show you the questions that you're going to see. Let's say also we'll go with yes for EWS. It will ask for the status of EWS certificate. Available, applied but not received, not available. The same options that you had for the category certificate as well. And then there is some details that are given. You can go through it. You will have to complete all of this. Once you're done, you can click on Save and Proceed. Let me do this and show you the next step. The next step is qualification details, is very straightforward compared to the prior sections that we saw. So here you'll have to fill your 10th standard and 12th standard or SSC and HSC details. So you can see SSC aggregate, SSC mathematics, science, English, 12th HSC diploma aggregate, and so on. Marks obtained, marks out of, let's say. So I'm just going to try putting some values here. So SSC aggregate, let's say 500 is marks obtained, marks out of 600, and automatically it will calculate the percentage that you will have. Similarly, for graduation, now you have graduation stream. So let me make a choice here. Let's say agriculture. Graduation university is what I'll have to select. Post which, place of passing, whether or you are appearing for graduation at this point of time, then what is the place. The graduation type, whether it is full-time, part-time, or distance education. Graduation passing year, so you'll have to mention the year in which you graduated or you're going to graduate. And then the graduation status, so past or appearing. So you'll have to fill all of this information. Not going to take a lot of time, but don't make any mistakes while you're doing this. So complete this, you can click on Save and Proceed and move to the next step. The next step is personal details. So here you are supposed to enter the name of your mother, date of birth. You also have to confirm your date of birth. Then gender, confirming gender. You have to indicate whether you are an orphan or not. What is the annual family income? There are different ranges that are given. Your religion, your mother tongue, and whether you belong to any minority or not. Now, let's say if you select yes for minority, right? So the question is your minority status, whether it is a religious minority or linguistic minority. If you select that, then you'll have to further indicate which one it is, right? So depending on what choice you have made, you'll have to enter what exact minority you belong to. After this, you will have to select what document you are going to submit. So for example, leaving certificate or pro forma O for that particular minority. After this, you're supposed to enter your permanent address, whether your permanent address is in urban or rural area, then mention that address that you have, and then the state, which is obviously if you are from Maharashtra, it will be Maharashtra. If you've already given that information, it is going to appear by default, right? So, but just in case there is some other state that you belong to, you can change it at this point of time. And then finally, the district. After this, you're going to have your contact details mentioned, your email ID and mobile number. Just verify it once. Once you're done with all of it, go to the next step. At this stage, it is also important for me to share an important thing with you, which is if you want to apply for TFWS, which is Tuition Fee Waiver Scheme, firstly, eligible Maharashtra state candidates having parents' annual income from all sources less than 8 lakh up to 31st March 24 shall be eligible for TFWS. In this case, you'll have to submit the income certificate of parents issued by the competent authority, wherein it will certify that you have annual income less than 8 lakh rupees. Now, if you select religion as Hindu, you are not eligible for religious minority, right? So if you have made that choice, religious minority will go away. If you want to apply for TFWS, select yes and get those documents in place, and then only you'll be able to use it for your admission process. The next step is uploading your photo with your signature. So you're not going to have two options, one where you can upload a photo and one where you can upload signature. It's a single thing, a single file that you need to upload, wherein you have your photo and below that you have your signature. So the specifications are given in terms of dimension and the size that the file should have. So adhere to the specifications given and upload your photo and signature. Once you're done, you can move to the next step. The next step is uploading documents. So depending on all the choices that you have given in the form, so whatever category you have selected or candidate type that you have selected, whether you have selected birth certificate or domicile certificate and so on, depending on those choices that you entered, you will have to upload the documents that are required. So here, based on the choices that I had indicated, it is asking me to upload all of these documents. And you can see that some of the documents are mandatory and some of the documents are optional. All the mandatory ones you will have to upload. You can skip the optional ones. If you wish, you can always upload it, but it's going to be optional. So whatever is the number, for me, it is 7 documents that it is asking me. For somebody else, it could be 9 or 10 documents as well. Upload all of those documents nicely, and then you can submit this and move to the next step. So now, as you can see on screen, I've completed all the steps. I've completed the document upload as well. And the only thing that now remains is paying application fees. But let's say if you have already taken the CET, then you don't have to make any payment, because when you filled your CET form, you ended up also paying for the cap rounds. So you don't have to make any payment. But let's say you're somebody who has not taken the CET and using some other test score to participate in the cap rounds, then you will have to make the application fee payment. So you can complete that. It will show you the amount that you need to pay, and you can complete that step. So once done, the only thing that will finally remain is deciding whether you want to do the e-scrutiny or a physical scrutiny. Let me take you through that option. But if you have completed all the steps, right, the last one, of course, will remain incomplete at this point of time because you have not verified the document. You will have to either do the e-scrutiny or the physical center visit and complete this particular step. So I'm going to show you what those two options are, and let me take you through it. On the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see select scrutiny mode, and there are two options available in that. The first one is e-scrutiny, and the second is a physical scrutiny. So for e-scrutiny, they have given the set of instructions that you need to follow. So candidate shall fill the online application form, scan and upload the required documents. So all the document upload that you have done, that takes care of this particular step. In e-scrutiny, you don't have to go to FC for verification and confirmation of the application form. It will be verified and confirmed by the EFC. So electronic FC, that is how it is going to be. So once the candidate completes the application form and generates printable application form. So once you've completed all the steps, you will be able to print the entire application form. You will be allocated to EFC for e-verification, and the application form will get locked. So after this, unless they unlock it, you will not be able to make any changes in the document. So please keep that in mind. And that is why fill the entire form with all the correct information so that it does not go into that loop of they unlocking it and you making changes, right? So if no discrepancies are found in the application form, they will do the verification and confirmation of it, right? And you will be able to get the receipt come acknowledgement. If there are any discrepancies, right, the application form will be reverted to the candidate for resolving those discrepancies. So it is going to go in that loop, as I said. And then you'll have to take care of those discrepancies. You'll have to upload supporting documents or re-upload some of the documents and then clear it out. Once all the discrepancies are resolved, then you are going to get the receipt come acknowledgement. Now, if you don't want to do the e-scrutiny, right, you want to visit in person, you can always go for that. So that is going to be the physical scrutiny mode. So here you need to book the slots for online filling of the application form, and then you can give the documents that you have, right? So candidate shall book the slot from the next window as per convenience. So they have given some slots. You can decide basis your convenience when you want to go. But a simple tip that I have for you guys is to try and do it as early as possible. So the last date is 7th, does not mean that you take a slot on the 7th. So try to go as early as possible, because you might be sent back because you don't have a particular document, for example. So that is why it's very, very important for you to try and do this step as early as possible, especially if you're going for a physical scrutiny, right? E-scrutiny might be much, much better that way, wherein you don't have to travel. But for physical scrutiny or e-scrutiny, don't wait till the very end to complete your application process, right? Now, once you're done with the FC visit, right, the after verification and confirmation of the application form, at the FC, which is the center, you will get a receipt come acknowledgement, right? And then the status of confirmation will be available in your dashboard as well. Once you're done with all the steps, right, you've got that receipt come acknowledgement, basically you've completed the centralized admission process application. So after this, the only thing then that we'll have to wait for is going to be the announcement of the provisional merit list, and post that a final merit list. For now, start collecting your documents and start filling the application form. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can comment on this video. In the description, you're going to find a link to a document which contains all the screenshots and detailed guidelines as to how do you go about filling the application form. I hope you have found this useful. If you have any questions, let us know. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and all the best to all of you.